What's up, everybody? We are doing something different here today. We are trying to do a live reaction to the DC United versus Montreal Impact game. Uh, Apologies in advance for anybody who has to listen to Shep Messing and Steve Cangelosi talk. We listen to them every week as Red Bull fans, and we understand your pain. Just understand that we feel it a lot more often than you do. But yeah, so basically, instead of reacting to these games 4 or 5 days after they happen, we're just going to sit here and talk like we usually do when these games are on, and we'll cut it up and put it into a clip so we can post it the day after instead of 4 or 5 days after, and get some more honest feedback from you guys. Montreal coming out with what we all thought was a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, but apparently is a 5-2-1-2 with, I don't even know. What do we got? I thought they were going to go with, the 4-2-3-1 personally. I know Adam was looking at 4-3-3, but apparently Thierry Henry is stuck in his 5 at the back, sit at the back, and counter. And based off of his press conference, he really doesn't care what the outcome of this game is. He just wants to pick up points and move forward in the table. A good way to look at it if you're most likely not going through. But, I thought it was going to be Fanny, Waterman, not Waterman. That's the predicted lineup. Man, MLS really need to fix their stuff. The predicted lineup for DC United has Ola Kamara starting, which is fun. That's not happening. But anyways, DC United have 0 strikers on the field in a game that they must win to move on. So as I tweeted earlier, Ben Olsen, never change, man. Never change. We love you. Keep messing this team up. We got about 3 or 4 minutes to kick off here. Adam, you got anything you want to add in here at 10:30 at night at the late game?
Yeah. I'll be very interested to see how they actually line up. I mean, I know we just talked about the 17 different formations that have been posted to us. I'm looking at ESPN online right now, and they have it listed as a 3-5-2 with Bojan literally as a flat 3 in the midfield on the graphic. So who knows what they're playing. But I don't think Victor Wanyama was brought in to play center back. I don't think that was part of, his appeal to come to MLS and to play at Montreal after playing at Tottenham and Celtic, doing really well as that holding midfielder. If they are playing as a back 3 and he is one of those 3 center backs, you're going to have a 3-back of Wanyama, Fanny, and Binks. So Binks is
Fanny can't move anymore.
Yeah, so Wanyama isn't known for being the most mobile. Fanny's 100 years old, and Binks just got his driver's license yesterday. So unless Thierry's going up top for them and just scoring 17 goals, I don't see them doing that well. But DC also don't have a striker, so they don't need defenders. There's no rules in this game anymore.
Well, here's what we're saying. Montreal, we've backed you for a 3rd straight time. Mm-hmm. There's no striker on the field. Do not let us down.
Last and final warning.
That's it. Otherwise, we reserve every right to run you through the ground.
I will say you lose every game for the rest of the season in our prediction. I will not give you another win.
Which Bill Hamid are we going to get today? Are we going to get good Bill Hamid, or are we going to get Bill Hamid who forgets how to use his hands?
So I haven't seen DC at all. I missed their first 2 games or was busy doing stuff. So I don't know how they've actually looked. So has Bill Hamid actually shown up this tournament, or has he been?
He's been all right, but he has made his errors, as a lot of goalkeepers have. But here we go. Kickoff is underway as we speak. And I guess we'll see y'all when the next highlight comes in.
When some stuff happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see how this that's the one thing that I think that Montreal still has going for them is they have never been blown out. Right? They lost 1-0 and 4-3. So even in the games that they let up a lot of goals, it was still not like they were blown out. So I mean, they could just sort out what the hell is going on in that back line. Speaking of, why is Evan Bush still on the bench?
I don't know. Why? What happened to Lachlan?
I have no idea.
Came in and was stupidly unplayable at points, and then faded into obscurity, and now can't get game time.
Man, I do not know. What I'm trying to figure out here is why Ben Olsen is going with 0 strikers. Who does he have on his bench? He's got Ola Kamara sitting on the bench.
Cool. That ball just disappeared.
Straight up in the air.
Did anyone see that? Not even straight up in the air. That ball literally just disappeared.
The camera angle at this tournament's funky. It feels very much like like a high school tournament, because that's what's usually played here.
Yeah, because the camera's on the building, at midfield, on top of the where the commentators are. So you can't get a wider angle because the concession field house.
Yeah, it's pretty much stuck there. Yeah,
it's literally right next to the field, so you have to angle it.
2 minutes in, Wanyama's already got talking to. You'd love to see it.
I mean, we should have seen probably a red card in that last game.
Yeah. What was his name? Escobar got away with 4 different times where he probably should have been the second yellow.
A bunch of people did. I forget which center back for Columbus literally just kicked out at a guy.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Maxi Urruti scored how many goals last year, and even in the CONCACAF Champions League as a striker, and now he's playing as a right wing. I don't like that.
I mean, Kyoto's the same.
Right. No, I think you should put Kyoto wider, but I think.
Then where did he play for Houston? He played on the wing, or he play up top?
I think he played up top with Manotas, or did he play wide on the other side of Elise?
He may have played on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always consider him a striker.
A striker, right? Yeah.
A true striker.
So 2 teams with no strikers. Love it.
Hashtag MLS.
There it is. Oh, that's so poor. Gressel set up Segura so well, and he put that thing 9 rows over the bar. That's so poor. Great work from Gressel. Really, really nice. Great run. Squares it up. First time, puts it straight over the bar. Needs to be better, Ulysses.
So there's 1 DC guy in the box and 6 Montreal guys, and DC's still getting a shot off. And if you watch that back, I don't know who it was, but one of the Montreal center backs runs toward the goal, even though the guy's shooting it from 6 yards out. What were we gonna do?
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
For anybody watching these, we are predicting a 1-1 tie from Adam, a 1-0 Montreal win from your boy, and a 2-1 win for DC from the hater that is Connor Wright. So we're 20 minutes into this thing. DC's had the majority of the decent chances, but it's just awful. This entire half has been awful.
There's a game going on?
Yeah, literally. It's just been awful. It's giveaways. It's nobody's urgent. It's like neither one of these teams wants to move on. They're like, all right, I'm done. I want to go home. DC's like, oh, if I pull off a point, there's a slight chance we can probably move on. So I'm just going to hang out here and get 3 draws and have a goal differential of 0 and hope everybody else kind of sucks too.
Do the knockout stages count for the league?
I'm not sure.
Because what happens with the teams that go home?
Yeah, I don't think they do. I think it's the first 3 that count.
Right.
And then oh my God. Again, there it is, right? It's combination playing in the middle. And then Wanyama tries to play a through ball that goes 70 yards past his target. And they're all just whatever.
Yeah, no one's yelling at each other.
Nope. Nobody cares. So to speak to your point, I remember the question you brought up on one of the episodes, do you think fans matter?
Oh, yeah.
The first game that I watched, I regretted my answer because I had made the comment fans don't really matter. Teams still care about the game and will play. It's just the reaction to goals and stuff will be different. First game was Inter Miami Orlando. I have never heard Luis Robles speak so calmly to his defenders when things happened. He was like, all right, guys, there's a guy over there. Make sure you watch him. hey, step right here. Hey, do this. Instead of screaming, he's just talking to them like he's their friend. Like, it was
I wonder if part of that's because he's on TV though, because normally I'm sure he's dropping like he's the sweetest man in the world. Like we have,
no, I don't think he is, man. Because there are times where we pick up what he has to say, and he very rarely will drop those like
not him necessarily, but like players in general. Like we've heard some language through the camera,
Yes, we have.
but I'm wondering if the fan noise covers some of that. So normally there's just a lot more of it.
Interesting. Yeah, no, it's just the way that like everybody's talking to each other for the most part is just like, it's a game, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Let's just not get hurt.
especially when a game like this is super boring. It just feels like a friendly.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. There's no like again when in a game where you need 3 points in the league just to keep up with everybody who's playing, and 3 points for one team guarantees you to go through, and for other team gives you a chance to go through. Nobody gives a shit.
One thing I've noticed from corners, and I mean, obviously I didn't play professionally, but I played at a high enough level that like I can kind of know what I'm talking about. Why is there no one ever back post on a corner?
I've
Ever.
been asking that since I was 15. Why don't we just stick some dude on the back stick and say, okay, go get it?
Every single time they make there's one guy making a back post run. Half the time they make the same run as the striker, and there's no one standing there when that ball comes all the way through to the other side. And then you see guys like chasing after it and taking.
So update on the formation in Montreal here. It looks like Wanyama's playing as a center mid. He's moved up forward to be a defensive mid that sprays the ball.
Yeah.
So they've got 4 in the back now. And maybe it is a 4-2-3-1. Maybe it's a 4-3-3. I don't know. But, oh, it's a rocket.
No, it's not.
Got to get excited. Samuel Piette lines up from 25 yards out and puts the first real chance for Montreal near the goal. And it flies just a little bit too high for Hamid to care. They're building up. They're getting back into the game. But, man, oh, man, they need to do better. I almost think that it's Montreal not knowing how to play this new formation because they've been playing 5 at the back for the last 4 games, and now Thierry's like, okay, Wanyama, step up into the midfield and let's do some things. So they're trying to figure out all the lanes and the gaps and the whatever there is. Oh, good tackle, well in there, well in Louis. Like Louis Banks.
So do we think Fanny's the center back?
Yes, it's Fanny with Louis Binks, Corrales, and Broad-Guian, or however you pronounce that name.
Yeah.
At center back with Piette and Wanyama in front. Maybe it's a 4-2-2 where you've got Taider and Boyan wide, and then Urruti Kyoto up top, kind of like the Red Bulls do. Thierry Henry learning from where he came from.
I don't think so, because Kyoto's the furthest man forward, or at least like depth-wise, he's always on the left. He's always on the left, but I don't think they're playing two up top.
Interesting.
But Rod Fanny as a center back worries me.
Rod Fanny as a center back for the last 7 years have worried me. Dude's almost 40.
Well, this was a Montreal team that had at one point like Rod Fanny, Bakary Sagna.
It was every old French defender.
Their whole back line. Yeah, their whole back line was ancient French guys.
All they needed was Damien Purnell and Ronald Zubar, and they were living. Man, that would have been the goal this game deserves. Who is it? Is that Kyoto? Kyoto squares the ball across, or it might be Zach Broad-Guiard squares the ball across, and Fred Riant goes to clear it, and it goes like 4 feet over the crossbar. But had Bill Hamid guessing, but that would have been the way that this game goes 1-0, and I would have absolutely been here for it because this game so far.
Bill Hamid had it covered. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bill Hamid had it covered.
All according to plan. Kyoto's marking his own guy. Love to see it.
Coming in. Oh, go short.
Hit it tight air.
From goal. 40. It's a goal!
God damn it. Oh, brilliant.
Frederick Briand makes up for his mistake.
Done. You put it.
Frederick Briand, after almost putting the ball in his own net, on the ensuing corner from a tight air shot that comes from 35 yards out, sticks his leg out again, and deflects it past Bill Hamid for an own goal. I think they're going to give it to tight air because it was on frame anyway.
He's going straight at him. Bill Hamid has that covered.
Why stick your leg out there? Oh, what a start for Montreal to give them a chance to move on in this group. I mean, they're going to need a bigger goal differential, but it's a start. It's a start. Nothing Hamid can do about that, right? Awful deflection. I think Frederick Brown really just needed a goal in this tournament. He didn't care where it went. He was real close to his last shot, so he's really got to pick it up and had to put one in his own net. So that's 1-0 Montreal. 31 minutes gone, and we are entering the hydration break.
Bill Hamid is going to be so upset right now.
Oh, man, if I'm Bill Hamid, What's that?
It's going straight at him.
Oh, man, if I'm Bill Hamid, I'm ripping this guy apart. I'm saying you're either going to put a leg out, you're going to block it, or you're going to let it go through. Do not half-ass try and, kick away at it. I got so mad at my defenders when they used to do that to me was, man, do not just – you're either going to block it or you're going to let it go through. Don't half stick your leg out because then I get screwed on a deflection. Either keep it away or let it go through because I'll make the save. Oof, that didn't look good.
No, Wanyama is in a lot of pain right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's really not good. He is that's such a Felipe challenge too, going in way too strong in a game that he really didn't need to. And he's gonna get a card for it. Ben Olsen's trying to get the referee to talk to his AR. I think he really should be trying to get himself to talk to himself because he still doesn't have a striker on the field. Wanyama looks really not good.
Thierry's looking around like, I can't believe what's happening.
I can't believe I'm coaching this game. Oh, that's awful. Felipe, that could go VAR red. Oh my God. That is a red card.
That's square into his quad.
Oh my God. VARs need to go back and look at that because that is awful.
Felipe, what are you doing with your hair?
I don't mind his hair. I don't like his tackle, but I don't mind his hair.
That tackle.
I'm really shocked that VAR is not coming into this right now. And Ben Olsen is still trying to complain that he didn't do anything wrong.
Are they not? Yeah, they are looking at it. Maybe.
Yeah, now they are.
Oh my Lord.
I hate rewatching that. That is disgusting.
Bad tackle.
Man, this is the type of stuff I'm glad he's not on Red Bull anymore for, because every time he would do that, it would just make me cringe.
A leg breaker. Yeah, Felipe's like, kick the ball in. I want to get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is another incident where VAR has just been absent when it's so clearly needed. We had such a good first few years with this thing, and now it just looks like it's non-existent.
I don't understand why there's no one, not even for the ref to I'm not saying he has to go over and look at it, but no one's in his ear yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's like, oh, we're talking. No, you're not.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is halftime in the Montreal DC game. Montreal up 1-0. A pretty bad half, if we're going to be honest. There was little possession, not too many great chances, and the only goal came from a 40-yard deflection, which is exactly how that half should have gone. There's zero drive from any team. Nobody wants to win this game. Nobody's treating it like if we win or if DC gets a point, we have a chance of moving on. Nobody treats it like that. It's just another trial game, and that's really disappointing to me. This is where I'm expecting to see Thierry Henry say, all right, guys, 5 in the back, down, let's park the bus, let's get a result here and see what we can do. Because I don't think Thierry Henry genuinely cares about moving on in this tournament. I think he wants to work on tactics and figuring out how to pick up 3 points in whatever way, shape, or form, because I think he knows he's probably not going to win a ton of games by multiple goals, so he's going to need to be able to close them out. So I think he's going to just park it and see what happens. Thoughts on the half?
Other than the fact that Felipe probably should have gotten sent off.
Yeah, no, I didn't even mention that.
I mean, that was probably a red card. Brilliant saying to everybody, even though I'm a center back, I can still score. But yeah, this game's been fairly uneventful.
Very much hoping that Wanyama's okay, because
Yeah.
that was an awful challenge. As we mentioned earlier, don't know where VAR is, don't know who's in charge of it, but whoever is in charge of it probably needs to be relieved, because that is every box that needs to be checked for a red card is there. Studs up, way too high on the challenge, excessive force, endangering the safety. That's everything, right? So I don't understand what they were looking at that said, yeah, no, you're all right, don't worry about it. But that's not great from VAR or whoever it is. That should be a lot better.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost better if Montreal doesn't move on. If Thierry does wanna, just work on tactics and do that. Except if they were to leave, if they don't advance and go back to Montreal, then they have to quarantine for 2 weeks. But not as if they're actually going to be able to train and do all that stuff. I think we only have like 2.5. Yeah, we have exactly 3 weeks from today that the tournament ends. So we're really only getting a week advantage of training.
Yeah.
If we get eliminated.
I wonder if they can all quarantine and just live in the stadium and just train while they're quarantined in the stadium, right?
Probably not.
I feel like that's what the MLB teams are doing, yeah?
Yeah, MLB teams make 17 times more money than MLS teams do.
That's fair.
I don't know, especially because they'll be, in Montreal, they can see their families. Like, they're not going to not be with their families if they're going to be that close to them now after having been away for a month or so.
Right. All right, so second half is back underway. No subs. Ben Olsen still looking rather angry and probably needs to be sent off sometime soon. What are your predictions for the second half?
Probably more of the same. It's going to be super boring. I'm going to wish I didn't stay up this late, and it'll probably just end like this, 1-0.
I have learned that the only good 10:30 games are West Coast 10:30 games. All Eastern Conference teams are terrible at 10:30, and the West Coast games are the ones that are really fun at 10:30.
Yeah, it's past our bedtime.
It looks like DC are going to play a little bit more urgency right here. They just started high pressing all the way up the pitch in the first 30 seconds, so we'll see how it goes. But Higuain's warming up. It'll probably bring some more creativity in whenever he comes in. But I'm excited to see how Thierry Henry responds to this press. I genuinely think he's going to just sit everybody in and say, "Okay, have fun. Let's park the bus and see if we can get a point or 3 points."
Probably.
So we'll see. Yamil Assad, yeah, DC definitely on the upper hand to start this off. Yamil Assad cuts in off of a layoff from Segura and puts his shot just wide of Diop's goal. DC definitely looking livelier off the restart here. And Montreal are going to have to do a lot to absorb this one. Oh, man, I love Ben Olsen. Ben Olsen is taking off his best attacking player when he needs 2 goals.
Good times.
To keep certain that he will move on. Man, this dude, I hope he never leaves DC. I just genuinely hope he stays there and runs DC into the ground for the rest of his career. For the next 40 years.
Yeah.
I hope he's the Arsene Wenger of DC United.
Arsene Wenger finished 4th every year, dude.
Well, I meant in terms of career longevity at one club.
Gotcha. Jesus Christ, Wanyama, what kind of through ball is that?
That's the 4th time he's done that today, where he's looked for a through ball and has overhit it by 30 yards.
He's never known his his passing. He's not a Fabregas. He's not that deep lying playmaker that's going to spray balls to 50 yards.
That is exactly what I'm about to say. He is a ball winner, and then let me give it to somebody who knows how to kick it.
Yeah.
I am a body who can win a ball and make a 7-yard pass, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Thierry Henry wants him to be.
I mean, I get it. He's easily probably not easily, but talent-wise, he's probably the best player on that team.
But I mean, and this is the issue, right? And this is where Thierry Henry has a difficult decision to make of who's going to play where, because you're putting Wanyama next to Samuel Piette, who also is not a ball-playing midfielder. They're two of the same type of person. So then you're relying on that one of those two defensive midfielders to play a 50-yard through ball to a striker going through. If you can't get Bojan or one of the strikers open in space, you're looking to try and have somebody who is just a body. You're hoping to have them play a perfect through ball from 50 yards out. It's not going to work. Now, granted, he's got Maciel, who I think is probably better fitted for that. But who are you going to pull from one of those two? You're going to take Piette, who's been your man forever,
yeah,
or you're going to take Wanyama, who's your big DP. You can't. So he's in a tough spot. I get that. Maybe go 4-3-3, as we talked about before. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. That goes to show how ridiculous Ignacio Piatti was, because as a left winger, the dude's pulling the strings from the sideline.
Yeah, that's a really good point, man. You don't realize how good he was until you put him in a team, or you put a Montreal team in play without him. A big save from Diop with his legs at a shot that was at his hands. DC United still pressing. Segura goes and attacks, cuts across the box, puts a rocket of a shot on the floor, which Diop decides to make a save with his legs, impersonating his inner David De Gea. And
that one didn't go in.
I would say what we hope is that this is not more of present-day De Gea and more of 2015 De Gea.
Yeah.
But DCU look the more likely right now to grab an equalizer at the very least. Coming up the side. There it is. Another good save, Diop. Really nicely done by DCU to create that chance. Cuts down the line, and the very same play that they did earlier in the game that Segura put the ball 90 yards over the bar. They kept it on the ground this time, but too close to Diop, and he kicks it away, and they're still coming back. And they're trying to play a little tiki-taka. Still not there. DC United definitely look like they're ready to get back into this game. Ben Olsen must have said something, right?
I mean,
oh, man, that is awful.
It's an hour into the game. They can't just be waking up now.
No, absolutely. Well done, Joseph Mora.
Hit it first time, Felipe. Why are you taking a touch?
Because he wants to have somebody come and clobber him.
So, I mean, Wanyama will try to do it at some point.
Again, there's the issue. You're trying to play with Montreal. You're trying to play 8 guys behind the ball and then a long through ball from a player who can't hit that pass. You have no outlet valve. You have no player who can sit there and just distribute. There's nobody checking into that center space. Every time they try and play the ball, nobody wants the ball in the middle to be
that's the space they're trying to look. They're trying to get the wing backs higher. Jesus Christ, guys, find feet. It's not hard. My 11-year-olds can do it. I know. A 5-yard pass, we should be able to find feet.
Yeah. But here it is. Game's starting to open up now, right? DC's going for it. You're going to find the space. And if Montreal can get out, they're going to go and attack in the wings like Adam just mentioned. So be interesting. This game might get really fun really quick. Speaking of, a ball played into Kyoto, headed just over the bar. This game's about to get real fun, I think. hard tackles, and maybe you're gonna have Wanyama versus Felipe in the midfield, just trying to kill people, and then everybody's gonna try and go for goal from wherever they're at. This is gonna be fun.
They're just gonna kill each other. They're literally just gonna probably end up both getting sent off.
Hey man, I'm here for it. Shep Messing finally made a good point. Your best attacking player over the last 2 games is now sitting on the bench. Halftime comes, you're down 1. You need at least 1 goal, probably 2 to make it through, and he's still on the bench. And this is where you're at. People talk about how bad the level of MLS is. That is a high school level play where you're like, okay, I got the ball. I'm on the sideline. I can't see anybody in the box, but I'm just going to kick it there because I know crossing is good.
Yeah.
Like, for God's sakes, man. Oh, Mora, that is audacious. Joseph Mora tries a ridiculous angle, full volley off of a cross that goes nowhere near goal. But we like it. Yeah, so right now, as they just put the third place standings up there, Montreal is currently in second place. NYC are in fourth. Chicago's in third. Sporting KC at first. In the third place standings, FC Cincinnati are out. However, every team except NYC still have games to play. All FCC needs is a point, and they can knock out NYC, which is what we're looking for.
I would actually be okay with that because Cincinnati actually had to be good against Atlanta to win. New York City had to be not horrible against Miami to win.
So if we're being completely fair, FCC were awful against Atlanta.
I mean,
FCC didn't need to be good against Atlanta. They needed to be up a man against Atlanta and have a wonder strike.
That's true.
So I would love for FCC to go through just because it would make your top boil a little bit, but
I don't care. I've already decided there are no rules in this tournament.
I wonder what Thierry Henry's thinking right now. You have 5 subs to make. You need to hold at least a point here, maybe get another. What are you looking at? Who is your next?
Lapalana will come in, I'm sure, at some point.
I don't know.
I'm not going to lie. I saw that ball going into the box. I saw what I thought was a black and blue jersey going up for the header, and then they just kept going. It was the camera.
Is that how late we are right now? Boyan's into space.
The camera was going up like on top of the screen, and I literally just saw it looked like someone was flying through the air. I was like, wow, that guy got up.
Cristiano Ronaldo, what did you get from Montreal?
That dude's flying right now.
Oh, there it is, Maxi. Oh, there's no way that didn't just go in.
Terry's like, I would have scored that.
Maxi Urruti cuts across the box and hits a shot that goes off the inside of the post, comes out off the goal, and curves off the line for a goal kick. That's the most wild thing I've ever seen in my life. They were that close to making it 2-0 and basically putting a nail in the coffin for DC. Oh, wow.
I mean, Thierry's looking at that like, dude, I would have scored that.
Yeah.
See, like, look how deep Bojan's dropped right now.
Well, again, because I told you, this is what Thierry is going to do. He's going to say, okay, everybody drop in. Let's defend this lead. It looks like 2 banks. You got 2, 4, 4. So you're going 4-4-2 flat, but they're also bringing that wide midfielder in.
Yeah.
Aquanco is getting ready.
I mean, if DC are just going to keep pumping long, there's no one there, just let it run out. That's God, I hate everything.
This hurts. The soccer players in us are cringing right now because are you kidding that you just missed that 6-yard pass?
But it's just simple things like that. Like, someone needs to be telling them to just let it run out. Win the goal kick. There's no reason for that guy to head it.
I can't believe that ball.
Yeah, that's like perfect deflection.
Unreal.
And Ruby's coming off.
Rudy off for Aquanco. I think that's a good shout.
Yeah.
Can Higuain do it again on a cold, late, humid night in Orlando?
Oh, wait, you just came in for a Doe Anthem, so
Formation change.
yeah, they're going with 3 back then.
3-4-3. They got Kamara going up top. They're going to play probably Segura out wide and let Higuain Higuain's now playing on the wing, actually. Ben Olsen, I love you. Ben Olsen, continue to do exactly what you do. Never change. I think I'm gonna get like a laptop sticker that says Ben Olsen never change, because that is my saying in my life. It's absolutely wild that he's taking one of the best attacking midfielders in the game and playing him as a winger. If I'm people right now, I'm literally sitting there thinking, who is this guy and who gave him a coaching license? Because this is awful.
Seriously. If Montreal get the next goal, the game's over.
Oh, yeah. No question. All right, 15 minutes left. At the last water break here. What are we thinking? DC looked the more likely, but I think that also sets up Montreal right in the way that they want to play. Let's counter and go at them. What are you thinking?
I don't think they counter. I think they just lock it in. Hopefully, don't concede.
You think they're just going to absorb? I think if they try that, they're in trouble. So
Yeah.
I think DC are knocking on the door, and I think they're coming close.
Other than the one Rui chance, DC haven't necessarily looked like they're going to score.
I mean, their chances aren't super quality, but they've got more of them. So I think law of averages states, right?
Yeah.
How long does Ben Olsen survive in this DC team?
I don't know. I don't know because this is my first game really watching them. If this is how they've looked the rest of the time under him, then not long because this is boring as all hell. Like any team with any sort of quality can break this Montreal team down. It's not like they're really, really good defensively when they bunker. They're okay. They kind of hope for that lucky goal, and then hopefully you guys just suck enough to not score on them. But
Right.
they're there for the take. Like if this is a game against Columbus, then Columbus find a way to score because Columbus are good.
Yeah, Columbus don't find a way to score. Columbus find a way to destroy this team.
Yeah. Like I think Columbus look at them and say, okay, if you guys aren't going to come at us, like we're going to come at you. DC are seeing that they're just going to bunker and there's no real sense of urgency. There's no they're just trying to hit long balls and hope something happens. See, there's another one. Yep, clear it back away and.
Well, and this is the wild thing to me, right? Oh, look at Nwankwo run. Damn.
Two passes, they go from one end of the field to there. And now Nwankwo is just going to take his time and kill time.
Holding the corner for 10 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's wild to me, right? Because now you're playing with Higuain, who, while he's slow and not super mobile, he is one of the best touches, best visions, and best playmakers in the league still.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still playing long balls past him. Go to his feet and play.
Yeah.
It's like they don't know the players that are on the field. Like, if you have Xavi on the field, you're never going to play long balls past him. You're going to play through Xavi. Yeah. I'm not saying Higuain is Xavi level, but it's the same idea, right?
Yeah, I mean, I always use the Pirlo example at NYC because
Pirlo's a good,
because you bring in the guy that's literally known for just spraying long passes onto people's feet, and you put him in a tiny shoebox field where people can't make those classy first touches into space. Like, you literally can't do it. That was an example of let me sign a really big name regardless of if he actually does anything.
Right. He started coaching in 2010 for DC United.
He's been at DC for 10 years.
He's been at DC for 10 years. In those 10 years,
Gross.
16th in the league, 13th in the league, 3rd in the league, 19th in the league, 3rd in the league, 10th in the league, 9th in the league, 21st in the league, and I am missing data for 2018. They finished.
Oh, there goes his hamstring.
Yep, that's not good.
Yeah. You can tell as soon as he pulled up.
They finished 9th last year total. So what you're looking at in 2018, excuse me. So what you're looking at now, 2019 DC United. And in 2019, they made the playoffs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at 4 of the last 10 years have finished top 10 in the league in a 26-team league. What part of that says, yeah, this is the guy. This is who I need leading my team?
MLS, we don't have that many coaches to choose from.
Man, I'm trying to think of any DC United supporters who think that he's the guy, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, and
Thierry knows he still has 3 subs, right?
yeah, he doesn't make subs. Oh, what a switch. But again, yeah, you've got 3 minutes left to score and get back into this game. And you've got no urgency. There's nobody trying to really go at it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, send another defender. It's not like Montreal's pushing numbers up. Like,
Well, it's exactly that, right? You can sit somebody back there and deal with the one person that's going to try and counter that team.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're sitting 1 to 2. So it looks like Bojan's going to be the one to chase, and then the near side, either Okonkwo or Kyoto is going to step. Or Kyoto's just going to stand there and do nothing. Either or.
This is looking more and more like a correct scoreline for your boy. We need to do more of these. I'm going to do an early Selly and Mark. No, I'm not. No early Sellys. No early Sellys.
I'll do it.
Nah.
Run. No, not that way. Why? Who are you crossing the ball to? Oh, okay.
Go to the corner.
Listen, tight air, what are you doing? That's a foul. So one of those is a foul.
Come on, boys. Hold it. There you go. Instead of dumping it long, let's just. There it is. Montreal take a 1-0 win over DC United. Stay alive. Keep their hopes alive. They are currently the second-place team in the wild card standings. DC United are going home. And quite frankly, I don't think they care. I don't think anybody on that team cares that they're going home right now. Diop had a very good game and goal coming up with some big saves, but it took DC United 80 minutes too long to switch on and actually start playing. Adam, thoughts on the match?
The goal was exciting. That was pretty much it. We promised we didn't fall asleep. Those of you following with us on Twitter, there was just nothing to talk about that second half.
Nothing to talk about. I'm very interested to see how, if Montreal are to go through, how this affects them going forward. I think there just wasn't enough urgency for this team to do anything in the next round, right? You weren't looking at somebody who's like, okay, when we need a goal, this is what we're gonna do. They were more than content to sit in and go 0-0 if it meant going 0-0. They had that lucky deflection goal that Briant put in. But if you go into the next round, right, and you're playing, who is it, the first place in Group A from this spot, I think, maybe. So you're looking at Orlando. If Orlando goes up 1-0, you think Thierry Henry is going to start sending players forward? I don't know. And that worries me if I'm a Montreal supporter. Montreal fans, we backed you. We talked about it. Thank you for coming through for us. We hope that this stays the way it is and you guys get to move forward so we can continue to interact with you guys. But I am worried for you guys. I really am. I'm not sure what this means for you guys going forward because I was not impressed at all with the formation change was there. You went 4-2-3-1 maybe, but as we were mentioning before, right, you don't have any real playmaker to make any decisions or balls. I'm curious to see if Montreal can slide in somewhere and fit in and play in this box. He's probably the best of those three. I just wonder. I wonder what happens when you go forward. Then, granted, me saying this means you guys are going to win the whole thing, but you're welcome.
Yeah. If they come, not necessarily if they come up against Orlando, but anyone with a competent striker, they're gonna struggle against.
Right, and that's exactly it, right? You played a DC team with no striker, which is also another thing to worry about. Both their strikers were hurt. So this is probably a good thing that they're going home, that everybody can rest and relax and do as they need to do to make sure that they are healthy for when the season, if and when it comes back. But man, if you go up again, really the teams that you need to get right now are Red Bull, if you have to end up playing Red Bull. Cincinnati, Orlando, like teams that don't have anything. But you go up against an LAFC or a Seattle even or anybody who has some sort of creativity going forward, like half a brain's worth of creativity, they're in trouble.
Even Orlando. I mean, you think Nani and Chris Mueller are gonna stay quiet? No, they're gonna be constantly coming at you.
That's a really good shout there. Let's find out who they're playing real quick before we call this one. So if they were to finish in the 3B slot, 3B is not Orlando. 3B is going to be either the winner of Group C, which is, they would be 3C. So 3C would be, yes, Orlando.
Yeah.
So you get Orlando, and yeah, you're right. Chris Mueller, Nani, and Akindele up top, Dwyer up top. They're gonna have enough there to pick you apart. So, I'm very interested to see how that works. But here we go. So Montreal fans, congratulations on hopefully, fingers crossed, moving on to the next round. Big ups Montreal. We're all here for you, and just keep pushing, and we hope Thierry Henry can do anything to give you guys a bit more defensive stability and some hope, some more hope. That's all you need. Any parting words?
No, it is bedtime.
It is bedtime. Thanks for staying up with me. Thanks for going through this.
Yep.
Big ups, Montreal. Congrats on the win. And here we go into the next round.